Oh, it's Wednesday, right about 3 o'clock, I think. I actually didn't look at the clock. I want to show you the little chicks and how much they have grown. They took the grown ladies' pen until they get big enough to move in with the ladies. They finally got their own pen. When my boys went to get the materials to build the chicken run and the chicken coop, they had to get what they had left because nobody had all the materials we needed. Still haven't got the metal, so we've got a tarp for their shelter right now to keep the rain off from them. It will be closed in with a galvanized metal when we can find some. I didn't know so many people were building coops and runs and raising chickens until recently. Oh, I got the girls a treat here. Some old bread, and I put some, my son works at a place that produces feed, so we actually get a discount on our chicken feed, and they add extra calcium to their laying pellets for the hens, and he just brought me home some dry calcium, so when I give them treats like this, I can give them a little extra calcium in their treats. I'll come back when they've finished. It won't take them long to gobble that little bit up. I've been canning tomatoes like crazy, and I love the heirloom tomatoes. The flavor is so much better than the hybrids. But this is what happens to the heirlooms in the southern heat and humidity. See the blight? It's taking over. So these tomatoes will be gone shortly. There's still a lot of green tomatoes here, and I've already canned a lot of tomatoes. I've been eating tomato sandwiches and just sliced tomatoes. You know, tomatoes are so much better with salt, but if you have to watch your salt intake, looks like I've got a nice cross from a Canada crookneck there and a butternut, doesn't it? And I got something here. I have no idea what it is. I didn't order any seeds that grew anything this shape and this size. All of it was supposed to be machadas, Canada crookneck, Walton butternut, and a Tahitian melon, which is just a longer version of the Canada crookneck. So I really don't know what that is. They got a seed mixed up in their seed packet somehow. I ordered from 3 different sources. I should have just planted seeds I saved from last year out of the Seminole and the Seminole cross. Then I would have had better disease resistance, downy mildew resistance, powdery mildew resistance. See, these tomatoes in here are just loaded with tomatoes. But these don't have the blight yet, but they will get it when it starts in one. It just goes through the whole patch. But we're in the last of June, so it's about that time of year where things, especially in the south. Now up in the northeast and northwest, they're probably just hitting their productive, where their tomatoes are starting to put on tomatoes. And down here, we're eating tomatoes and canning tomatoes, and we'll soon be eating corn. Corn is wind pollinated, and the wind's blowing the wrong way. But I've been giving it a little help by just coming by and pushing back the tops and thumping it a little bit. And the peas are putting on blossoms like crazy. These are not the kind of peas that you would eat in the UK. I guess these would be like your broad beans, except they are a pea that you actually shell out of the... You can eat the shells. I mean, you can eat them when they're young as a snap pea if you like. But most people will pick the mature ones and shell them out. These are called zipper peas. They'll shell them out, and they'll also pick some of the younger ones. See all those blossoms in there? They'll pick some of the younger ones and snap them in with the ones they shell out. I just finished shelling 2 5-gallon buckets that I got from somebody else that's growing them for like a farmer's market, except they're you pick or they pick, and if they pick, it's a couple more dollars a 5-gallon bucket. But there's 2 bushels, and I think I got a pretty good deal. Actually, I want 2 more bushels of them and put them in the freezer. My son came by the other day. My oldest son was helping the one I live with here, Danny. And Labus, my oldest son, was working on the chicken coop and run, and he said, "You need that one there is ready." And yes, it is. That's as big as it's going to get. And there's another crookneck over in there. I don't know if you can see it, but you know what? I still got winter squash from last year. I got them canned. I got some that have never been cut. I got a freezer just bulging with them. Actually, I shouldn't have even planted any this year. It's just, I so love to grow them. But they won't go to waste. That compost bin there was level full of dry leaves and green compost from the kitchen and coffee grounds, things like that, no dairy, no meat, nothing like that in it. And it's full of worms, and it is compacted and has composted to it's just about half full now. So I need to take that compost out. It's actually ready to use. I need to take that compost out and store it and start a new process, because it heats up really fast and really high in that black plastic in the summer, and especially here when it's in the 90s Fahrenheit. Look at that little stalk of corn. If that ear gets big enough to eat, it'll be a surprise to me. They all got the same fertilizer. It was all planted in the same soil. I don't understand why some outgrew the others, and well, that's just the way it is, gardening. Anyway, I just wanted to show y'all my new thrown together chicken coop. It looks thrown together because, like I said, they had to take whatever materials that they went to. They called and went to all kinds of different big box stores, and nobody had anything. And so they just took whatever they could get. I'm happy that my hens have a safe place, and I'll soon be moving these chicks out. In a few more weeks, they got to be able to defend themselves against those older hens, and they're not there yet. They're a long way from there. Those hens would eat their lunch. I'm planning to move this next right up against their pen, so the hens get used to them. These are Isa Browns. They're a sex link, and they don't breed true. If you wanted to save the eggs, which I don't have a rooster, I have 10 pullets. But if you wanted to save the eggs, you would not get an Isa Brown. I don't care if you crossed it with an Isa Brown rooster, you wouldn't get an Isa Brown. It's a cross between, let's see if I can remember, it's a cross between a Leghorn and a Rhode Island Red, I think, is what I read. They're very productive layers. They start laying at about 20 weeks of age. And according to what I read on a lot of different hatchery websites, they lay, when they start laying, they lay every day. Winter and summer, it doesn't matter. The weather doesn't, the short days, the long days, doesn't matter to them. They just lay. And just those hens out there, we've got like 5 dozen eggs in the refrigerator now. I was going to give some of them away. My son says, well, you go to the store now, and if you find eggs, sometimes they're like double or triple the price, and you don't get a good selection. You're stuck with whatever they can get. That's pretty much how it is. This COVID thing has affected everybody. The small stores like we have here in this small town, as well as the big box stores. And I guess June is the month for strawberries. And I have made jam. I am so sick of making jam that I'm just leaving them now to the birds. I even uncovered the blueberries and let the birds have the rest of them, because I've got all the jam me and my son will be able to eat. And there's no point in just keeping on making it because you have it. Share it with wildlife. Okay, these peppers will either turn orange or yellow if I leave them. I don't remember which ones is which, but you pick them green, they're green bells, right? And if you leave them to ripen, the ones I bought would be orange or yellow or red. I think I got all three, but I don't know which is which. They all look the same until they turn colors. Hope everybody's having a great week and enjoying being at home if you're quarantining, and if you're not, stay safe. God bless.